guys, as you guys saw on the time lapse, this is the sides of the sump tagged in. I haven't tagged it to the flange yet. The reason for that is just if I want to take it out and cut it or something, so the flange is not in the way. Just want to show you guys quickly. This is what it's gonna sit like. So I'm only gonna mark this piece out here and just gonna give it a cut that you have to miss the steering arm. So then I'll just make a new plate for that. I'll do the base as well. I'll weld all this together before I weld it to the flange, because the flange I need to bolt it onto a piece of straight plate or something just to keep it from warping. Just a few updates on the Vakia now. I've been slagging a bit with uploading videos and making new content, but it's been quite hectic at work. So I did manage to finish the exhaust manifold. I didn't take any videos or anything of that. I'll just put a photo so you guys can see what it looks like from the side and everything when it's not inside the Vakia. So the manifold is finished and the last section of the exhaust is done. I'm busy with building the engine as well. I'm just waiting for my head so I can actually finish the engine and just start it and see if everything is running fine. So I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll take you to the engine room and show you how far I'm with the engine. I did finish the fuel pump assembly with the regulator and all that stuff inside the tank, and I did close the last holes inside on the fire hole as well. So I'll just take you through everything and just show you quickly what it looks like, and yeah, let's go then. So you guys, this is what it looks like. I did actually finish it. I had to use the CBR exhaust flanges. You can't make them, it's a very weird shape. So as you guys can see, there's not a lot of clearance here. I can't even get my finger through there. What I'll do is maybe I'll just put a piece of heat wrap or the chrome heat shield on here just to make sure that I don't burn the paint when I actually finish it. So I did try to get most of the runners the same length. So what I did, I took a piece of rope, started there, used the center of the bend radius. When I came here and the angle changed, I marked it. I did the center of that bend as well. So I went all the way through to the collector just to make sure that I at least get it as close as I can. They're all approximately in a 20mm, 15mm center distance. Guys, we're in the engine room now. Let me show you what the engine looks like. I did take a video, start taking a video of the engine when I started building the engine. Then I ran into a few issues with the clearances and I had to use another conrod. So it became a hassle and I actually stopped filming. But if you guys want to see it, I can actually make a video or just upload that video that I've taken so far. So I did manage to paint the block. I actually decided this is a Honda Civic Grey. This is what it looks like. I decided on this grey with a matte clear coat. So I don't want it shiny because as soon as it's oily or there's finger marks on it, you see it. This is actually the rear water hose that runs to the pump. Normally on the bikes, I'll show you guys on the side. There's a adapter, like a thermostat. It looks like a thermostat housing, but it's not a thermostat housing. There are bolts on here that runs that water hose around the side and into the water pump at the bottom. I don't have any space here because I put the engine so far backwards. The other pipe is running close to this one here, so that's why I had to actually change this and weld this elbow onto the block. So I'll just put a welds plug in that hole there and then it's gonna reroute the water to the side. I did put back this is a cold start, the idle up water hose that goes to the fuel injection, and then of course a sample or mock-up of the temperature switch for the management system as well. You can't use the one that's on I'll show you guys. You can't use the one that's on the thermostat housing itself. You can't use this one for the gauge as well. So this is what the original thermostat housing looks like, temperature gauge looks like. And this is the thermostat housing. I had to weld on this weld-on bung because, as you guys saw in the previous videos, I did use braided water hoses. So this is the side cover. I haven't painted it yet, so it's just a primer and now it's full of finger marks. The reason I haven't painted it yet because I had to change this pickup, this gear. This is not the standard gear for the motorbike engine. This is a 36 tooth gear, so it's supposed to be a 36-1, and I'll show you on the standard one. Let me just find it here quickly. This is what the standard one looks like. As you guys can see, there's only a few tooth on here. I think there's only a total of 12, and this is supposed to be a 36-1. So what I'll do is, I did actually make a plate. I started making this thing because I wanted to use the original pickup of the motor. This is the original pickup. So I wanted to actually mount it here at the bottom So I made this plate so that I can build that pickup on here. And then the issue I ran into was, because this thing is so high, this side was facing the cover and upside down, because this one actually faces away from the cover to the engine, and if I mount it here, it faces to the cover. So then it was too high, and I couldn't get it to fit in here. As you guys can see, I just started to grind it away, and eventually I saw, no, it's not gonna work, so I had to change it. So then that became another problem. That gear is a lot bigger than this one. This is not the gears. This is for the start gear. This one is only, I didn't put on the back section, so don't confuse this gear with this gear now. It's actually this gear. So I'll show you guys. It's way smaller. So then I run into another problem. This pickup is supposed to be only like 0.4 millimeters or so, 0.3 millimeters or so from the tooth, and there was no way to measure it, because you can only measure it, you can only see what gap you have once the cover is on, and there's no way to see inside the engine. So I had to come up with another solution. This was my solution. Luckily Honda did manage to put this inspection hole, the TDC, that's your TDC mark, that you can actually see. There's a line there, so that line matches that mark in the cover to tell you it's TDC. So what I did was, I made this piece of billet. It fits in there very snugly. There it goes. And then I took that gear. I'm not going to take it off now to show you guys. I'm just going to use this one as a reference. I took this gear, and this one goes on here as quite tight as well. So I used this gear, well, it's upside down now, but I used this gear and that piece of billet to get the clearance between the tooth and between that tooth and this pickup. So as you guys can see, that's how far I had to slot this thing. I just mounted it quickly just to see if it's going to work out. It did actually clear it. I had to move it a little bit more this side. So what I'll do is I'll just cut that. I'm going to TIG weld a nice new bracket around it, and use this tool with that gear again just to set up this thing, and then it's fine, because the cover doesn't actually move around. There's a dowel pin there, and there's a dowel pin there as well, so they stay where they should. They don't move around, so the clearance will stay the same. So yeah, look, that's the engine, guys. There's no sump on here now. The sump, I haven't put it on here yet, because I never put on a sump when I'm not done with the head. You never know when the covers is on and something falls inside the engine, how you're going to get to the bottom of the sump to get that bolt or washer or whatever, if you want to get it out. Because if something falls in here, it goes to the sump. There's no way to get to it unless you remove it. So guys, a quick update on the sump. The sump is finished completely. I'll just show you guys what I did here. So magnesium. So I could have, if I really wanted to, actually just lower this piece, cut it off, make a new magnesium plate, weld it on there, and then it's lower. But I decided to make a much bigger one. So this is what it looks like. There's a Drano, nice beads in there. It's much lower than the standard one. Well, not that much. that much lower. It's about, I don't know if you guys can see on the video, it's about 40 mils or so, 50 mils maybe, but it's a lot wider on the side as well. So I think I did gain some more oil. The reason for this is this plate here is on a standard Sump. I'll take a photo and show you guys. There's a valve that goes inside the block. The pressure release valve is this one. This one actually regulates the oil pressure. This is what it looks like. So there's only a piston inside there with a spring, and this one presses inside from the bottom inside the block. And then the sump actually keeps it in place like that. So that's what that small groove is for. It actually releases the pressure on the side of this valve, all around the side like this. There's small holes. The reason for that small groove is if this thing maybe seals off too well, then if the oil wants to pass that valve through the spring here and this is sealed up, it will build pressure between the sump and the piston and actually keep the piston from going down and releasing the oil pressure and actually building up more oil pressure. So that's why they made that groove there, just to get rid of that thing. For if it seals nicely, the oil can get past there as well. So I did manage to put in this piece there. It's like a rib, and I did wanted to mimic this, see if I can get this like a splash, not a splash tray, but a oil return plate, this wall here. So I wanted to make sure they do this, because if the oil runs through here to the bottom, actually like it rolls, it actually rolls out the air bubbles. So that's what you wanted to do. You don't want to just spray the oil into the sump directly onto the pickup. It's going to make like foam, and that's going to cause you some oil pressure problems. So what I did here is I decided to actually close it on that side so it can fill up and run over this side here and then run down into the sump. That's why I made that hole, is to make sure that it doesn't seal and build up pressure from the bottom. So it sits like this. You press this inside the block, you put the sump on, and then it keeps it from not going out. So you guys, that's what the sump looks like. That's the fuel injection. So the engine that's in there is only a dummy. That's just the engine that's going in there. I don't want to close it now. If I finish painted, I still want to check the clutch plates, the thicknesses. There is a minimum spec on this. I just want to make sure that they're all fine for now. So you guys, some of you that have seen the previous videos would remember that this was actually rubberized. Did manage to pull off all the rubberizing. It's only the last piece in the back of the fuel tank. It still needs to come off. I did manage to finish the fuel pump wiring and all that stuff. I actually had to make this like a Teflon bush that goes through here to connect the outside wires to the inside, because to make sure that there's no fuel leaks in between these bolts. So that's a dome and keycap bolt that goes from the inside with two wires on there that seals off and make sure there's no leaks. So that's done. It does come on. I just want to make this hole a little bit bigger. I think I used too small banjo bolt for this. This is 10 mil. I'm just going to change it to a 12 mil, just drill and tap it again, and then take it out, seal it off, and yeah, that's done. This is going to be painted the same color as the bakkie, nice and shiny. I still need to cut this, the loading bin all around there, get it trimmed off. So yeah. So guys, that's it for now. For everyone that's watching and following this channel, it's not a lot, it's only a few, mostly people I know. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more content like this, maybe some of the Amarok or the Study Bakers or any other builds that's going on inside the shop, hit the like button, hit subscribe, drop me a comment in the description if there's something else you want to see, or videos, race videos. I'll make videos and I'll upload it if you guys are interested in something like that. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you later.